Rig it and gig it.
Hey, it's Don here at Tapestry Music. I'm here with Chris Austin. He's sound tech, stage manager. Right now we're at the stage of 5440 in Whistler, BC. And we've been watching the setup here. And say hi, Chris. How you doing?
Hey everyone, welcome to beautiful Whistler, BC. Again, we're here, today's main event, 5440, and we're just going to do a quick rig rundown, I suppose. So.
Yeah, you want to walk us through some of the
Sure.
pianos and keys?
So this is what Dave's been using, since the 90s. This is a Mesa Boogie Mark IV, 3 channels,
Nice.
ripping loud. The graphic EQ comes in really handy. It's a bit of a brighter amp, so Dave's frequencies will kind of sit a bit higher than Neil's. Great for lead guitar. If you want to get a picture of the picture, these are the trade secrets right here. So
Right
this
on.
is how we keep track of the settings. It's a photograph. And then in behind, we have this cute little Marshall 112. You know, it's just a JCM 900, and we basically hope that we don't have to use this.
It's good to have a backup.
And then these are Dave's pedals here.
Yeah, there are a lot of classics on here.
Yeah, so, this is the foot switch, so it basically goes through, his clean-ish sound to a crunch to, we call this nuclear. And kind of the secret sauce is this Voodoo Lab Sparkle Drive, so this is on all the time.
Yeah, you can mix in some of the clean in that.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
so it's basically just a glorified tube screamer,
Yeah.
except it has this feature
Yeah.
here, which you can introduce more of your clean signal, and that really helps to boost the tone.
Right on.
That's for solo time and feedback time.
Yep.
And then, I think they reissued these, but these are the
That's the
original.
original.
Yeah, the old Line 6 DL4s, and we've replaced switches
I
and
was going to
stuff
say, the
inside.
switches still work.
Well, we got rid of those, and
That's
these
awesome.
are Carling double pull, double throw switches, and then they're hardwired into the PCB
Nice.
because the old ones with the springs and stuff tend to break.
Yeah, that's great.
Just
Standard crybaby?
standard crybaby.
Dunlop?
You bet, yeah. And then over here, we have Mark I Rhodes piano. So this is a 73 key, and we run that into a Fender Bassman, and we just crank it up.
Right on. Classic tone.
Yeah, up here we have a MIDI keyboard. So the keyboard is split, so this half actually plays samples. So during casual viewing, there's a little bongo sound and things like that. And then up here, this is actually like a grand piano. And so that goes into Pro Tools there, into a DI.
So you don't go through, do they go through a click and stuff like that, or is it just like, that's why we're doing
There is
samples
no
live?
click with this band.
Right, so it's all samples live, played in time to what's going on.
Exactly.
Nice.
So there's no tracks, there's nothing like that. The reason is because then you're a slave to the track. So if these guys want the audience to sing the chorus 16 more times, they can do that, they can loop it. Sometimes when they do casual viewing, they'll go just straight into the chorus if the crowd knows it. And so there's no tracks. So he's actually playing the samples with his hands.
That's
so
great, it brings in the studio sounds when needed, right?
absolutely, yeah. This is Neil's pedal board. So
It's extensive.
it's very complicated. So it's just a tuner. We used to use this for the DeVille, but it's just straight into a deluxe reverb, basically on the vibrato channel. So this foot switch here is actually a placebo.
Oh,
And
okay.
This is a backup amp, but we place it in front of this one to act as a baffle without banishing somebody with the clear plexiglass baffle of shame.
Nice.
Because that is not always a good look.
No, that looks way better.
Yeah, and then if anything goes wrong, we'll just switch over to this amp during the show.
Right.
This is just a wireless thing for saxophone.
Now,
Oh, yeah,
beast.
lots of rotating objects over here. So
Yeah,
this is a real 1956
it is, yeah.
Hammond B3.
Wow.
We're always on this preset here. The volume pedal is down here. We add a foot switch so we can do the fast slow or you can do it with the hand control as well.
Nice, yeah, you can keep both hands on the keys.
Yeah, and this is a Leslie 122, so we go between a 122 and a 147. Okay. And funny thing about this is that's actually my notes from 2023 for this company. I replaced the motors and tuned that guy up for it.
This still has the 40 watt tube amp or whatever it is in these guys?
Yeah, so the tube amp is in the bottom here.
Okay.
You know, you could imagine what it would look like if this panel was off, but if you go down there, there's some glowing tubes and stuff. Right. And these are the plugs for the two motors. So there's an upper and a lower. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes if the lower is acting up, we'll just unplug it, delete it, and we just mic the top. So basically we have a Leslie left and right microphone here, and then we'll put a mic down in the bottom drone as well. And sometimes we take the panels off because the guys like to be able to see.
It looks cool.
To see it working and or not working. And then, yeah, just the classic SVT. And that's pretty much.
Played through a few of these movies.
Yeah, this one, it's got the 1990s heavy metal looking grill.
I was going to say, it's different. I like it.
Yeah, well, this one's actually a rental. It's not ours, but we have the same thing.
Right on.
And then our drum kit over here, it's all Ludwig. So Matt, he has an endorsement with Ludwig. This is the newest kit that he has, but in Ontario. We have a 50s vintage Ludwig.
Is this his own, or is this one that's supplied?
This is his own, yeah.
Wow.
This is his personal, yeah.
Nice. Right on. It's a minimal kit, 2 toms. Right on.
Yeah, no Neil Peart here. It's just rack tom, floor tom, snare, and kick.
Tambourine mounted there.
Yes, sir.
For the crowd support.
Yeah, so, you know, I guess the moral of the story is that it's not always about the amount of gear that you have on stage. It comes from your heart and from your hands.
Absolutely, Chris.
So
absolutely. Right
if you can't make it sing with your hands, then you don't need to buy a whole bunch of fancy stuff.
For sure. Why don't we take a look at some of the guitars?
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure which year this one is, but this one actually, it's hard to see. I have to hold it up to the light. Maybe I can find it after. But this one actually had holes punched through the sides and stuff, and was repaired. Yeah, this is. I mean, I've been with the band I think 2018, so 7 years now. I'm not sure too much the history of this Larrivee, but. This is Neil's main acoustic, and right now we have it in BC, but we switch. We have our own full backline in Vancouver as well as Ontario. Yep. So some guitars, depending where we're flying or whatever, we'll leave them behind or take them with us. But this one is in BC right now. We just brought it back from Ontario, and Neil's other acoustic is a Gibson Dove.
Oh,
vintage.
Nice. Yeah.
It's not here. It's in Ontario today. And yeah, I mean, it just has a, you know, saddle pickup.
Right. Yeah.
The Dove that we have has the sound hole LR bags.
Really, eh? Yeah.
And you just, straight into a tuner, into a DI.
Right on. Yeah, this looks like it was probably made on the island or something, one of the real oldies.
Yeah, well, Neil's lived on the island for quite a long time, so I would imagine that that's where that one came from.
Oh, the block inlays, look at that jazz.
Yeah, this is Brad's main jazz bass.
Man.
We call it the black bass. Very
can't imagine
original. I can't imagine why. But yeah, this has been Old Faithful for Brad for quite some time.
That's fantastic.
I'm sure he'll be able to tell you a little bit more about it when these guys.
Neck at the end, eh? This seems
it's quite a small profile.
Wow.
He's got those really long arms and thin fingers, so I think he might be, you know, a little too crammed up if he was using a P bass.
For sure. It looks like he's got rounds on it, not flats. Surprising for the tone I hear out of it, but you can get it.
Well, he plays with his fingers, and he actually does play with his pick. It's kind of going for more of like, these guys are kind of old punk rock guys.
Yeah.
So that's part of the sound. It's, I guess, the P bass or the J bass sound, but no flat wounds. Yeah. Those might come out during an acoustic show or something special. We can go over to Dave's guitars.
Yeah.
So 5440 is, you know, the main sound of this band since the beginning has pretty much been a Strat sound for the lead guitar.
Yeah.
So this is Dave's main #1 Strat. This comes with us everywhere
It's beautiful.
on the road. It's real 1966.
Wow.
Everything is all original.
Really?
It's been refretted a couple times. It was refretted last year, so it's almost time for another
it's
fret
getting a lot of
dress.
flame.
But
Wow, look at those dents. Yeah, it's wear marks.
that's not even as bad as it was.
So that has original pickups and everything, probably. Then still.
Yeah,
Wow.
the pickups aren't potted, nothing. So when we do have very high volumes on the stage and sound levels, it can be difficult to keep the guitars in tune. #1, like these are the original tuners. Everything's all original. So these are vintage guitars. We need to fight to keep them in tune a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a couple tricks that we keep up our sleeves. Maybe we could talk about those in a little bit.
Yeah.
Also, 1966. This is Dave's Trini Lopez.
Yeah, these are fascinating guitars.
Yeah, so this one is quite heavily modified.
I see the things.
It once had, well, originally these had a trapeze tailpiece.
Yeah.
Then this was switched to like the ABR1 style with the tailpiece.
Okay.
And then a Bigsby was added. And I don't know if you can see with the camera, but if you get in here to the bridge, you can see a hole right here. So the bridge has actually been moved to correct the intonation.
Yeah.
Because from the factory,
really sharp when you play up high.
yeah, it may or may not have been in the right place. So, and so with the Bigsby, we use these are nylon saddles, and it just kind of helps.
Lower friction.
Exactly. We also use this, so you might have heard of some other brands out Long and McQuaid that you can spend way too much money on, but if there's one trade secret you're going to take away today, it's this. LaBelle 206. This is Teflon grease. It's the same thing as somebody's certain sauce.
Yes.
And you can see that it's clear. It's exactly the same stuff. This will cost you a couple dollars and probably last you the rest of your life unless you're doing shows every day.
We'll have to bring that in.
Yeah. You get it at a hobby shop. It's for like model planes and stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so the other thing about this guitar is you can see that the binding, this is the original, but the fingerboard has actually been replaced on this guitar.
Yeah.
And from the original neck, the
inlays.
The inlays, I was going to say trapezoid, or I don't know what
you call those.
Yeah, but those were transferred over into this fingerboard.
Nice.
Dave likes to bring this one on the road because it has a 6-in-line headstock.
Yeah, it looks like a Firebird headstock or something,
well,
right?
Yes, but you know, the thing about a Fender headstock and 6-in-line is that it's you have to try very, very hard to break it. Borderline indestructible. And so, yes, but with this one, you can have it all. So, yeah, a traditional 3-in-3 Gibson headstock, as you know, you look at it the wrong way.
Yeah, they're optional.
And it breaks, yeah.
Collapsible.
And so this one, you know, has not been broken off.
Nice. That's beautiful.
But that's why we buy the expensive cases.
Yes,
so we
of
have
course.
all those. Those are all custom made.
Yeah, you got flight cases for all of this.
And this is Neil's #1.
Really nice.
This is all original. This
Esquire.
is a 1957 Fender Esquire.
Wow.
And
that's original wear on the fingerboard.
oh yeah. And if you want, you know, you're welcome to check out the neck. But if you, right here, you know, that's quite a sharp V profile.
That is.
And then it goes more into like a rounded C as you go up, which is
that's different. Wow.
very different.
Was that standard for Esquires in the day, or is this just this one maybe?
I mean,
they're handmade in the day, right? So.
yeah, everything is handmade, and there's not too many of these left. So this is the only one that I've ever held that's real. So I just
you don't know if it's normal,
I don't have the sample size to give you an honest answer with that. But I know for some older tellies and broadcasters and things like that, this was a neck profile that did exist.
Okay.
But they're kind of all over the map. And I'm not much of a Fender historian, but there's some guys out there in Nerdville online and wherever else. I'm sure they could probably tell you, you know, what worker, this might have been their signature
Yeah,
thing.
maybe so, right? And this would probably have an older body, I assume.
Pine,
nickel neck.
yeah,
Pine. Is it
a lot of
pine?
these are
This is
pine.
back in the pine days. That's why they painted them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not an attractive wood, so they were all painted.
Yeah, and very light, very resonant. And
Wow.
Neil himself has said that he wants to play the best that he has every day because you can't take it with you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so
play it till it's dead, right?
Yeah, and so that's what we have here today. We have an assortment of other guitars, you know.
For sure.
Depending where you see the band, they bring different things. The Commodore, if you're, into vintage guitars, they'll usually have the whole museum there, so you can see them play them on stage. And
so for those who don't know, of course, an Esquire came before the Telecaster. It looks sort of like a Telecaster, but it has one pickup and has a
Single
switch.
pickup.
Do you know what the switch does?
I do. So one position is just a straight volume and output jack.
Okay.
Second position adds the tone control, and then the neck position actually just adds certain capacitor values that are wired inside, and basically nobody uses that. Every rock and roll recording, every Jeff Beck thing, it's pretty much like that. And this guitar is quite magical. You plug it in and you just play one note or one chord, and you're like, oh, it's this song. Oh, it's that song. It just reminds you of every recording that you've.
So this would be what he did a lot of the studio stuff on?
Yeah, he uses
the
this.
studios use lots of things, right? But yeah.
Absolutely. But I can tell you that 5440 just came back from recording a new album in Portugal.
Oh, cool.
This guitar is featured on it. The Strat is featured on it. And I'll have to double check with Neil when he's here, but I believe that he used this with just a 5F1 Fender Champ. And Dave used his Strat and maybe his Trinity Strat for sure, but through a 5E3 Tweed Fender amp, and that's it.
Classic.
So you'll be able to hear those and these guitars
tone machines right there
on the new album for sure.
Wow, cool. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking us through all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Is there anything else around here? I think we've pretty much touched on everything. All right. Well, this has been terrific. So you're doing this like all the time. This is your job.
This is my job, yeah. I started a company in Vancouver-based, Royal City Guitar Works Incorporated. I do repairs on vintage guitars, tube amplifiers, Hammond organs, Leslie's, Rhodes pianos.
Nice.
And between that, I tour. 5440 and Finger 11 are my main gigs.
Right on.
And very different bands, very different shows, but the challenges are largely the same. I'll say with the vintage gear, this stuff always needs attending to, and with the Fingers, if you ever have a chance to see one of their shows and the flying guitar extravaganza and all of that stuff, things stop working for different reasons, but much the same.
Yeah,
it's always repairing stuff and never enough time. And
that's the nature of the beast, right?
Absolutely.
But you're obviously a musician, and then you got into this, and you found a solid career doing this stuff, right?
Yeah, so actually my first job when I was like 13 or 14 years old was at North Shore Music in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. And looking back, I probably had no business working on a lot of those guitars, but I had a really great boss who, taught me a lot of repair things, different tools, making your own tools, and some of those methods and things I still use to this day and even show other people. I also went to the American School of Luthery in Portland with Charles Fox, who's a bit of a repair legend and builder himself, like the Stumac side bender. That's his invention. They've just started to market that now. Those fractal fret presses, if you're familiar with those, Charles Fox was doing that long before these things ever came out. I just feel he's never really gotten a lot of credit for that, but he's a humble guy, and I don't think that he would want any. But
credit should be where it's due,
well, somebody else took it and marketed it. That's all that it is.
That's how the business works.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you get back to all this hard work you're doing, but thanks so much for your time. It's been really
thanks
good.
for having me.
Good to see you.
Tapestry Music, awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't checked out your new Main Street shop yet, but I did drive past it.
Right on. It's hard not to, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm hoping to show my face. In
Yeah,
one of
please
these
do.
days.
Come on by. 2705 Main Street, Vancouver, BC, Tapestry Music. This is the 5440 show we're getting ready for. And we hope you come by our store sometime. Talk to you soon. Rock on.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
This is what I keep in my kit. You know, these are truss rod wrenches. These I'm quite fond of if I have to do any fret work or fret leveling on the road.
Yeah.
Strings aren't loose enough. This is just for demonstration purposes. We're not going to do it for all the strings, but you can use your imagination. So I put one there and one up here, and this, but with all the strings. So it exposes the entire fingerboard and frets, and I don't have to take all the strings off the guitar. So if I need to level frets or crown or, you know, take out some irregularities, that's how I do it. This thing, it's a little road worn. This is the StewMac, whatever you want to call it, screwdriver set. But all of these sizes are selected for every single piece of hardware on these guitars.
Okay.
So this is everything you need for a Strat, a Tele, a Les Paul. So you don't have to have this giant set of all these bits. This is 99%.
That's awesome.
Of what you need. You know, I have a little work light, little cable tester, small and compact. I use a strobe tuner, but I also use a pedal.
Yeah, no, fair
as
enough.
Well,
you can use you have the time to use the strobe tuner. They don't on stage.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, these have a strobe in them, but I usually use two tuners for a bit of a sanity check. Oh, there's a set list. I've never heard of any of those songs. And yeah, so this is a lot of what I use on the road. And I like this stuff because it fits into my case.
Oh, yeah.
So I would love to travel with an amp, but this is an amp I do a lot of testing with in my hotel room.
I've got one of those.
With my in-ear pack, I can just unplug the headphones into there, plug it in, be able to hear if there's signal or not.
Yeah.
These are crowning files that I like to use.
Wow. Crowning while you're getting guitars ready on the road.
And if I'm not happy with the grit in these, you know, sometimes I'll put like a different piece of sandpaper actually in this groove here.
Really? Wow.
And that sort of helps. And I like them because this breaks apart and then I can use just one handle. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different radiuses and grips.
Nice.
This I use kind of like a fret rocker. These are precision ground dowel pins.
Good.
Kind of the same principle as one of these.
Yeah. Awesome.
So I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that.
So,
this one saves a lot of time. This is the fret kisser. So if I have a high fret in between two other ones, this side will datum off of that, and I can level one fret. You know, if I were to do something like this. Like I would grab, so let's say if this fret was high, for example, I would grab this one, and I could just almost like draw filing it, and this has the diamond grit here, and then this will level it to match those two.
Nice.
So you can, this will save you a lot of time instead of doing a full level.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, I could. I like these little fret bars. I have some larger ones as well. So these you can, it has this machined notch into it. So
go between the strings.
You can go between the strings. Ah, that's why. So you could put it on your fretboard like that and go under string tension. So similar to the early wine neck jig.
Yeah.
You know, this is a great option to have on the road.
Fantastic.
I wouldn't necessarily do that in my shop, but beggars can't be choosers when they're out here. And I do have those crowning files that I showed you, and this is another one that I like. This was custom made, and it's made out of a piece of brass, and it has the diamond grit, and this is very similar to the StewMac Z file. So what I would do is I would crown half of the fret this way, turn it around, and I can crown the fret that way.
That's awesome. One side.
But it's small enough to fit in your pocket. and take on the road with you.
Everything here is so compact. I mean,
So that's kind
you
of the
can fold this thing
idea.
up and take it with you so easily.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So it's quite effective.
That's
And,
fantastic.
we got stuff for tube amps, we got bias meters, we got tubes, we got everything. So
Yeah, I guess the tube amps must be another world entirely to try to keep those going all the time.
yeah, fortunately we're pretty lucky. I just retubed a couple of our amps, like our SVT in Ontario. The band has a large stadium tour opening for Foreigner happening this fall, so we're slowly working on our items as we see them
Right
to
on.
kind of get them ready, because there's never really an ideal time, and it's always issues, so you just have to sort of, I guess what paramedics do, triage and what needs to happen now.
Show triage,
versus
yeah.
what can I do later. So,
Right on, right on. That makes a lot of sense. Fascinating stuff.
so yeah, I mean, it looks like this hot mess, and it is, but
But you know where everything is
it's an
and what everything
organized
does.
hot mess.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly what you need. Wow, fantastic. Thanks for all those details. That's
Yeah,
super cool.
You're welcome.
All right, man.